some sins deserve eternal damnation.
But all will be counted on my watch. I can't even find a 7 soup for the Muppet version of the 7.
Oh, marketing would like to start selling these NFTs of you.
I love scoffing at NFTs, but damn it, I wouldn't mind if Andy Starr came down my chimney. Wait.
We should slaughter Butcher and his whole fucking team.
It'd make your life easier, but you won't because the show is called The Boys, not The Homelander.
I am personally offended by the way you are talking to this great man.
People who think I care whether my offensiveness is deemed personal or impersonal.
I can swim you anywhere. The 7 seas, one big light rod.
Jesus, Kevin, you really have the soul of a poet.
He does not. Didn't even use meter or rhyme. Come back when you got some iambic pentameter.
Your tongue is like an outboard motor.
Yeah?
I came so many times.
Is an inboard motor not as good? Asking for a friend. The unnecessary use of stab twice in this text.
You know, they kicked me out of the Tuesday Bible group.
No one informed her that the Tuesday group is a bunch of losers. Wednesday's where it's at. Hump deep! Choosing this weak-ass hotel-style lockbox as the storage location for your mission-critical blackmail documents.
And now they think they can be loose because there's no consequences.
Oh, good. Starlight's mother is back to being a judgmental religious parent. I'm glad all that character development of repairing their relationship in season 2 just got thrown out of the window.
So basically, you've been amputating motherfuckers while working on a secret bioweapon, and we're the ones that's supposed to chill?
I don't often accuse this show of wasting time, but MM is just recapping information we received a few seconds ago.
How the did you get out?
I had Mallory pull a few strings.
If Butcher can just sneak Frenchie out of prison when the story needs him, why even bother having him confess to his crimes?
I'd rather a jar of fish and lars than to be free.
No one will issue the obvious challenge here. Are the boys even your boys if they don't challenge you to prove it?
Something big's about to go down. If we lose, shit's gonna get crazy. If we win, shit's gonna get even crazier.
MM should be more specific and give Monique a little more detail than the standard warning to the people of Philadelphia every time the Eagles make it to the Super Bowl.
Cameron Coleman has died of a brain aneurysm as a direct result of the flu vaccine.
That's just a weird way to say.
My idiot brain is getting fucked by stupid men.
I'll have a take her around the back.
Is he going to poop in the alley?
All clear, except for literally used tampons in the toilet.
As opposed to the figurative tampons, which are not nearly as rough on the plumbing.
It's a map of the DC Fairgrounds where Singer's having his rally.
Greenskeeper is actually one word. We like to hold our fictional Secret Service to very high grammatical standards around here. A presidential rally on January 6th. Oh, the boys. Subtlety doth be your blade and shield. This gun cocking should have been done down the hall closer to when you first heard the noise. Oi! Now Butcher shouts, "Oi!" instead of pulling out his gun and doing something as the attacker runs right by him. Annie gets a good look at the shapeshifter's current form and clothes just before she goes out the door, and she is only a few steps behind, but none of that matters because apparently once outside she activated a cloaking device. At least that's the only reason I can come up with for why no one out here is startled or at least a little confused. And don't give me that New Yorkers don't get startled malarkey, because at any given time the reality is that 30 to 40% of people on the street are tourists and a good 50% are transplants from somewhere in rural Illinois, which I know because when they're back in Chicago they feel it.
When I carried your ass to the ER, there was a kid there. After you eat, we'll adjust your centrifugation numbers.
Technobabalala Professor Frenchie.
I have worked in filthy basements with equipment from dumpsters and dollar stores.
This description of the working conditions at TVSins somehow makes it into the episode.
Necessity is the MILF of invention.
No one ever talks about invention's DILF. Is he a deadbeat dad? Did he die in the war? Did he waste away in an underground Tetris den? Man's just been erased from history. This season on the Tangled Webs We Weave, you'll find your senses tingling as your smelly neighborhood spider spews web goo.
Oh, what the f***? Oh, for God's sake. Oh, Jesus.
For all the some time. Also, this scene was funnier when Jeff Daniels did it. Flashback's position. The knife you were wielding certainly made a noise when it plunged into your opponent's body. Not speaking and being silent isn't always the same thing.
How can we move on?
I don't know, but why must you do it on an empty stomach? Will you for once just eat the food?
Kevin, I can't breathe. Kevin!
After the deep breaks the tank, Ambrosius begins gasping for air and dies in all of 61 seconds. When earlier we saw them lying in bed and she was comfortably not dying for 52 seconds. So, once we add some time to include the lovemaking, that brings us up to around 65 seconds that we've seen Ambrosius surviving out of the water. Now, the internet's a little cagey about how long an octopus should be able to survive, but the general opinion is longer than this. So the sin is us losing Ambrosius too soon.
I'll kill every goddamn fish in the ocean if you say so.
Microplastics and warming waters are already doing the job, Deep. Stop finding new ways to make yourself even more redundant.
Sup, burgers?
Subjecting me to poetry by the Deep.
What, dude? I can barely understand you. Your accent's insane.
The Deep would be excellent at the English or the worst at speaking English, Sins.
I do not respect your truth. I do not honor and cherish your story. And I do not fucking apologize.
Damn. Show really just rolled us all the way back to season 1 to show us that we can force someone to publicly admit wrongdoing, but that doesn't mean they will truly be sorry or make any meaningful change in themselves. But now I have to deal with the reality that we can force someone to publicly admit wrongdoing, but that doesn't mean they will be truly sorry or make any meaningful changes in themselves. Thanks.
Narcoleptic.
Stealing the big moment ends because a character suddenly falls asleep gag from Rat Race.
It will fly.
What we have here is an action scene that proves you don't need a gigantic, absurd set piece to make a scene with superpowered individuals fun and engaging. Take your sin back for lighting the way. The Deep survives this, or the Deep is so weak-willed that the juxtaposition of how physically strong he is has become borderline unbelievable. Must be a real weight off your shoulders, huh, Annie? Get it? Because you beat him with a weight?
Alexa, play Dave Matthews Chill Mix.
There's nothing chill about this man.
But if I'm gonna protect you two the way I have to, I can't.
I don't think it's necessary to keep torturing him. But if you have to do it, could you maybe try something new and just let the man have a family? Off the top of my head, I think he'd be pretty broken up if he woke up one day to find that all his cool t-shirts had been shrunk in the dryer. Bro.
She's lobotomizing herself to you too?
What do you mean lobotomizing herself?
The episode where Phoebe dates a teacher and a firefighter and they both catch her at Central Perk was funnier than this is. We can't play the song or show you what's happening, but Steal My Sunshine by Lynn is playing in the background as Frenchie cuts off Kimiko's leg with a handsaw. A humorous contrast with the visual horror that has ruined all the happy memories from the summer of 1999. This Doc Martens product placement.
1-800-1-VOT.
The Boys doesn't commit to the bit by making this an active number. If nothing else, you could have had it redirect me to Colin Oates.
Your family isn't your enemy.
I mean, unless your family disowns you for doing nothing more than being your true self. Or you happen to be a character on The Bear.
S'mores with Reese's.
Taking an already perfect s'more and adding a peanut butter cup, thereby breathing life into the junk food equivalent of The Matrix Reloaded.
Wanker.
Calling out your imaginary wanker in public. As I watch Shapeshifter Starlight steal the files, it's clear why the show needed Huey to put them in such an obvious unsecured location. But it also makes me wonder how Newman didn't have the resources to simply break into Huey and Starlight's apartment a long time ago. And you may find yourself living in a shotgun shack. And you may find yourself in another part of the world. And you may tell yourself, this is not my beautiful house. And you may tell yourself, this is not my beautiful wife. And you may ask yourself, well, how did I get here? Cliché.
It's more fluid than that.
That's supposed to mean you're me.
Well, if you were me, then I'd be you.
Where the you been?
With your mom.
Oh, what the
It was like that when I got here. She did it.
Fatality. Homelander wins. Flawless victory.
Right mood for a bad fight.
Oh, my ovaries.
What matters is if Smear can get the bug out of a sheep's head.
You can dodge a ball.
Hey, is everything okay?
Now we've got wrong-sounding Muppets.